My name. Alright. Hello, guys. My name is Warrior. I am part of the Oofies. I have been very inactive in our community, so this would feel like would be a good way to get me into it, get me back into it, and get me as the person, character introduced into our group. So, this video, I am playing Magic the Gathering Arena, and I'll be playing some Brawl today because I feel like I am way better at Brawl because I play a lot of Commander IRL. So I'm going to go into my decks here, and I'm going to show you my deck. My deck page is very messy. My apologies, but I don't really care. So here is my deck list. I also, before I go over my deck list, I want to apologize if my computer is slow or if it lags a little bit. I do not have the best computer. So, yeah, here we go. So, my commander is Nissa. It is a mono green deck, as you can tell, and it has quite a bit around. We have Adventurous Impulse, Arboreal Grazer, Open the Gates, kind of for our main one drops of land. We also have Giant Growth as a good combat trick. Health Collector is just generally good green card for any green deck, and a 1/1 Death Touch is more useful than one might think. So in my 2 drops, I have a little bit more ramp as well. I have my Bond of Flourishing to fund me things, an Incubation Druid for mana, Paradise Druid for mana, Rabbit Bite for targeted removal, Return to Nature for targeted removal. Season Growth has kind of been one of those cards that I don't really play too often, but it's good every now and then to get the Scry ability. Citizen Training is good for the card draw, but also to give big creatures trample. Barkhide Troll is a good 2-drop for it's essentially a 3/3 for 2, and I can give it hexproof. Nissa's Triumph works good in both ways because if I don't have my Nissa out, it's good to get just 2 forests into my hand, but when she is out, I get an additional land. But as you can tell, I only have a Castle Garenbrig as my other base, other than basics. Now Station, this is my main win condition here. Search your library or graveyard for a creature card with a burn that costs extra lives and put it onto the battlefield. If you search your library this way, shuffle it. If X is 10 or more, creatures you control get +X and gain haste until end of turn. So I find one of my bigger boys over here and just slap face. Voracious Hydra is a good removal spell and also a creature. And if you don't need to remove anything, you just pump up the counters. Into my 3-drops, I have Mezusa Lost but Seeking. Sometimes it's good for early game, but then after that it kind of loses its feng shui in playing more lands, but if I can get her out as early as possible, like say with my ramp here, whatnot, I can get my Planeswalker out soon. Cultivate, good ramp card, just introduced in the new Core 21 set. Dryad of the Elysian Grove, again, kind of the same as Azusa, but a little less powerful because I only have Forest, but it's actually a really good blocker. Evolution Sage is also another one of my main win conditions. When a land enters the battlefield, we proliferate, and while that might not seem all great, let's go over Nissa real quick. So Nissa Who Shakes the World is my commander. Whenever I tap a forest for mana, add an additional forest. She is a 5 loyalty planeswalker for 3 and 2 green. Her +1 is put 3+1/+1 counters onto one target non-creature land you control. Untap it, it becomes a 0/0 elemental creature with vigilance and haste that is still a land. So that works good if I can get lands out while I have elementals out, so that I can make my land creatures bigger. And her -8, you get an emblem with lands you control have indestructible. Then search your library for any number of forest cards, put them onto the battlefield, tap, and shuffle your library. This works good, especially well with my Evolution Sage, because typically I can get between 10 to 15 lands on the battlefield at once, and then I can proliferate every single creature I have with counters. Hydra's Growth also works good with the Evolution Sage, just to keep doubling up on the +1/+1 counters, especially on my lands where I can wait one turn and it goes from a 4/4 to an 8/8, which is fantastic. Yorvo is a good green card, just gets bigger and bigger. For my 4-drops, I've now Keen-Eyed. Definitely good to get my creatures out faster and to go look for creatures. Questing Beast, they have planeswalkers like Teferis or Ugins, which have been becoming more apparent. Questing Beast is a good kind of pseudo removal for them. Renata, Cult of the Hunt, is good for getting my creatures out with +1/+1 counters on them and getting eventually swing for huge. Vivian, Arcbow Ranger, once again, more +1/+1 counters. Also removal. I don't really use her -5, I just use her for the +1 and the -3, which I think are good for this deck. Into my 5-drops, Nalia's Forerunner, just gives all my boys trample, so once they get bigger, they can eventually stomp over everything. Elder Gargoth, a new card in Core 21, phenomenal green card. It's a 6/6 for 5, which in and of itself is super good. And then, not to account for its 3 abilities, and then when it attacks or blocks, you can make a big boy gain life or draw cards. So realistically, Elder Gargoth is an amazing green card. So now into the 6+ drops, which make my deck awesome. Kogla, good for target enchantment removal. More importantly, it's good for the fight ability because you get a 7/6, destroy one of their creatures, keep your own. Beanstalk Giant, good for ramp with the Fertile Footsteps ability, as well as if I can get all my lands out, it can be like a 20/20, just casually on the field. Classification, I've been kind of thinking about getting rid of this one. I'm not sure what for yet, but classification is always fun, just to get a casual 20/20 out onto the battlefield. Nyxbloom Ancient works really great with the Finale Devastation. Just triples all my mana, which is awesome. And Enra's Forerunner is also another one of my win conditions. This is the card that I usually find with Finale Devastation. All my elder creatures get +2/+2 Vigilance and Trample when he enters the battlefield. So on top of whatever buffs I get from the Finale Devastation, they all get Trample as well. Yeah, because they only get haste from Finale Devastation. With Enra's, they get Trample and Vigilance. And then the Great Henge, it's just a good ramp. Draws cards and +1/+1 counters. And then Castle Garenbrig, mostly early game stuff to get my creatures out. And that is my Brawl deck. So let's get started and finally play some Brawl, shall we? So, a little bit about myself. I am Victoria. Let me turn this down. Is this? Come on, game. I apologize. My computer doesn't really like running this game. It tends to light me up. I often have to close the app and then reopen it back up. Which I will probably have to do right here. So. Looks like we've had a game. Sorry about that, guys. So to start here, looks like we have a good bit of ramp to get going, so I think I'll keep this. What's good about not having creatures in hand and just straight up ramp is that, oh sweet, I got the Finale Devastation, is that Nissa can make your creatures essential. So we'll go ahead and we'll play the Adventures Impulsors and see what we can get at the time. Ooh, what we got? I want to search for this with my Finale Devastation, so I think I'll keep that there. I think this will be a good. He's a Niv Mizzet, so I think I will I won't be getting much boys out, so I'll get the Poison Beast. So, this guy's playing a easy deck. This is the kind of approach that I was thinking he could be playing, so I feel like Question is good. Because for now he's not playing anything too big. So I'll get open the gates out so we can get another land into hand. Doesn't matter which forest, they're all the exact same. And pass turn. This good creature. Each non-token mental. Alright, so let's get Purple out to get a really good one. So, to know a little more about me, like I was saying earlier, I go by Warrior. I am a 19-year-old university student in Canada. I am currently going for a degree in psychology. It's always been a dream of mine to work in the mental health field because of families, exposure, and experience to mental health. I want to know how people tick, essentially. So, yeah. All the rest of the Oofy's sports are in the United States. The Canadian, which I am okay with, because I love my sweet country of Canada with free healthcare and not as much drama going on. Hopefully this doesn't get countered. It probably could be. Yeah. That's unfortunate. Go back with more lands to play. Send in your home. Awesome sauce. Alright, so yeah, I live with my two parents. We have a small dog named Kira. She is a very cute pup. And I am basically nerd. Basically, I love playing Magic. I love video games, essentially, all 9 yards of all that. But yeah, that's a little bit about me. I'm hoping to get more involved in the Oofy's group here. I have taken a short break to get my life together. Part of it, I just got a new job working at a gas station, and with mental health, COVID has not been helping, obviously. So I'm hoping that getting back into this will be good for me. So let's go ahead and attack first, because I feel like he has another counter spell. And he's gonna have to do something about your yeah, you can do that. I'm hoping he doesn't have another counter spell, that would suck, but I'm gonna go ahead with the Drake. Come on, no counter spells. Come on, no counter spells. Oh my goodness. That sucks. Go back to my command zone. Got the mana for you, but very unfortunate. Just seems to have all the answers. Other command zone. Because he doesn't have the extra blue yet. So that is totally fine by me. And as far as I'm concerned, there are no one red counter spells. So I'm going to finally go ahead and do something else.
It cannot protect itself.
Here to get a creature, and I think with this I'm not going to attack the creature. I'm just going to use Fertile Footsteps to get the land. Because ramp is good, especially in the country. So yeah, I hope hoped that the UP's community will accept me as a person in the YouTube world, because I feel like it would be great to, have something to do in these times of uncertainty. Static field is enough to counterspell, unfortunately, which is no fun. I can't get. So it's. I feel like if you were to use a counterspell, it would be against a Beanstalk Giant. Oh. Okay, let's trample on the Orb, I think. It's a non-creature spell, so it can pick it up. Alright, so it doesn't look like he has a counterspell, which is awesome. So I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So let's get 12 into Fenway. Awesome, no counterspells. So I will now pick up. Ah! Sweet, you can see. Well, as much as I would love to interact with the audience more, this is just going to be a test video here to see what I can do. If y'all enjoyed the very brief Brawl video, hit like and subscribe for more, because all of us Oopies are excited to have the audience in participation with us. So y'all take care, and I'll hopefully see y'all real soon. Bye-bye.